What's up, you guys? I decided to make a part two. Why is USDD different from Terra Luna and the rest and what's been happening? I think it merited, and the article was quite long, so I'll pick up right around where I left off. Luna and UST are pegged to the dollar by an arbitrage system of burning and minting. UST peg does not rely on the existence of any reserves to support the peg. So like I've been saying often in my videos, and I've mentioned this near the end of the other video, too many people judge the industry based on how the industry behaves now. And what I mean by that is it really has to do with everything. It's not just stable coins. Everyone looks at the metaverse for how it works now. They look at BTC doing what it does now, Ether as it is, you get the idea. And they say, well, if this is how things behave now, this is what the future is going to be like, because we are the roots of the tree are in the ground, and it's really far from it. These are early days. It's popsicle sticks and glue. You need to be able to see the forest through the trees. You need to be able to think like an innovator, not so much in the innovation part or how to execute on innovation, but how to recognize it and see that things can change very quickly and become more complex, smarter, and more user friendly, which is the key. And if you can allow yourself to see this, you're going to be able to judge things much better than someone who looks at, well, Bittorrent and says, you know what, it's useless, it's dead, it's worth nothing, and nobody uses it, which isn't true, by the way, and none of those things are true. It's just not worth what people would like it to be worth, and it's the ease of use is not there yet. And that's not just the fault of, BitTorrent. It's not the fault of anybody. The industry, Tron included, BitTorrent included, Ether included, the whole ecosystem is still in diapers. The internet itself, Web 2.0, the infrastructure, the safety is far superior still to Web 3.0. So we've got a long way to go. There's a lot of money to be made, in my opinion, in this industry, but you need to know how to play it right. If you're only looking for the quick hits, you're going to get destroyed. It's really that simple. Yes, some people can get lucky. Yes, they can do well with projects. Yes, they can be in there for moonshots. Yes, you can guess correctly, but most of the time, you're going to be giving it back if you continue to play that game, if you were lucky enough to be part of some moonshots. Not that I have anything against moonshots, but unfortunately, if the project does not have a proper white paper, if they do not have a real business, it's going to be difficult for you to time it if you don't do long-term plays to be in for the moonshot, if there even is one, in something that's more hype and concept than a business that's actually able to scale and able to be produced and become a real project. So back to it. Users mint 1 UST by depositing 1 USD worth of Luna tokens on the Terra station to be burned. If the price of 1 UST is higher than $1, $1 worth of Luna can be bought and burned to actually mint the UST, which is to be sold for an instant profit. Meanwhile, if the price of UST is lower than $1, 1 UST can be bought and burnt to mint $1 worth of Luna, which is to be sold for profit too. So the arbitrage mechanism helps UST peg to the US dollar. So the whole process relies heavily on Luna's liquidity and token value. Once UST was supplied and actually minted, far more than the realized market value of Luna, the stability of UST could no longer be sustained, and the death spiral began. It became smoke and mirrors, heavy smoke and mirrors. It wasn't real. So that is exactly what has happened since May 9th, 2022, before which the total value of UST was 18.7 billion, and that of Luna was as close as $20.4 billion. However, after the depeg of UST on May 9th, hundreds of millions of Luna were minted under the arbitrage system. The supply of Luna surged 18,000 times from May 9th to May 14th, with Luna's price plummeting, major dilution, 1.8 parts per million. Wow, and the market value shrinking to 3% now that Luna could no longer support the tremendous amount of UST. A complete depegging was doomed. So, the stability of USDD is backed by the reserve assets of the TDR, not the price of TRX. Very important. I'm going to say that again. The stability of USDD is backed by the reserve assets of the TDR, not the price of TRX. If you don't understand the TDR, we went through it in the previous video, the video before this one, just go check it out, but here more. USDD's price stability is maintained by a basket of monetary policies adopted by the TDR and backed by its reserve assets. So, As long as the TDR holds a sufficient and healthy reserve, the price of USDD is stable. The details of the TDR's reserve assets are published in real time on TronDAO Reserve, and as of now, there are 990 million USDC, 140 million USDT, 14, well, BTC, and 11 billion TRX in the reserve, with a total market of close to 2.3 billion, 3 times the value of the 725 million USDD in circulation right now at the time of this article. This article is from the 19th of July, 2022. So, even under the extreme circumstances when the value of TRX reaches zero, the remaining reserve assets worth 1.4 billion are still double the value of the USDT in circulation. Therefore, the TDR reserve can provide sufficient and healthy liquidity for the stability of USDD. The mutual minting relationship between TRX and USDD is just part of the effort made to help maintain USDD's linked exchange rate systems, which can be explained by referring to Hong Kong's case. The Hong Kong Monetary Authority allows swaps between the RMB and the HK Hong Kong dollars, but the RMB is not pegged to the Hong Kong dollar. In fact, the stability of the Hong Kong dollar is backed by a basket of currencies, including the RMB. C. In a nutshell, price swings in TRX do not have a substantial correlation to USDD's price stability, so every USDT hodler is advised to remain rational and not be misled into the face of market rumors. Very important. C. In a nutshell, price swings in TRX do not have a substantial correlation to USDT's price stability, so every USDT hodler is advised to remain rational and not be misled by the face of the market rumors. Yes, it's worth repeating. Led by misconception swirling in the market, short sellers borrowing and dump USDD, causing it to depeg and consequentially profit from the shorting. So USDD, between May 20th and June 12th, the short sellers obtained nearly 100 million USDD through JustLend and Sun.io, and then transferred them to the exchanges Poloniex, Kwon, and Huobi. B. USDD dumping. On June 12th to 13th, 2022, this user dumped USDD at a loss on Kwon with a short period of time. During these 2 days, the USDD-USDT trading pair recorded 19 million and 39 million in trading volume, respectively, a 6 to 10 times increase in the daily average 3 to 4 million a few days earlier, pushing USDD down 0.9111 at one point. So, market panic triggered by USDD depegging. Judging from the trending searches on Google Trends, USDD peg and USDD depeg skyrocketed since June 13th. So a lot of it is speculation with a lot of these things, just with crypto and everything else. And you have to understand there's a lot more behind it than just the headlines and the manipulation. Read the rest of the article on Medium, how USDD is different. See you on the next video. Thanks for watching.